let's see how it goes down as we kick this off. To the bottom left hand side, our blue Protoss player, we just saw him make short work of Braddock. It is from Armor Team, the German Protoss machine, ShoWTimE. Top right hand side, our red Zerg player from Euronix Gaming. It is Nerchio. Pretty successful, yeah. Both of these players will be at WESG next week from Thursday onwards. I'll be casting that, guys, so make sure you tune on in. I'll be sending out a sub message about it soon. I'll obviously be tweeting about it as well throughout the event, so yeah, I look forward to that as we get rolling. And this probe of ShoWTimE just coming in and patrolling around. Third hatchery going to be on its way up as well. Well, third hatchery, obviously the natural hatchery, but well, the first hatchery of the game, but on the third base, just because the probe was trying to block here. So just putting that down preemptively on the third base does help out and doesn't allow it to be blocked and delayed and all the rest of it for all too long. Extractor will finish up in the main base, the spawning pool on its way as well, and the Nexus from ShoWTimE just allowing him to go in towards a fairly standard opening himself. Gate Nexus into core, and we'll wait to see what's going to happen here in this PvZ matchup here on the brand new balanced patch, of course, as well. Zest able to win Home Story Cup off the back of PvZ against Solar, of course, a 4-1 victory for him there last weekend. Can't believe that was just a weekend ago. Well, I can and I can't, actually. For some reason, Home Story Cup feels like a long time ago, and yet it was actually just a week ago. But actually, like, yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a while, doesn't it? Now that I think about it, it feels like a while. And this month's just been crazy for me. First, I had to fly over to California for the Community Summit and BlizzCon. Then we had to fly back to home and then fly to Germany, and it's been all sorts of wonder. Machine, I thought the machine was Immo. Well, yeah, but he's like an efficient German machine, ShoWTimE as well, so. ShoWTimE's not like a machine, he's just like, I don't know where I'm going with this, I'm just going to shut up. Anyways, we're going to be seeing the Stargate coming up here, so the choice from ShoWTimE early. Let's just establish some map control with the Stargate-based playstyle. As the depth is going to shade on in towards the natural, and it will see the hatchery on the way up in the natural as well. Poking up in towards the main base, the Queen is there to push that Adept back down the ramp and back away in towards the center of the map all over again. That tries to shade through but doesn't really see much, doesn't really find much, and obviously not much of a reason to commit. Better to wait for two Adepts, which can of course deal a heck of a lot of damage. Just two Adepts together can one-shot those workers, so much better working as a team than alone. But when they see those Zerglings, they might not want to, and unfortunately ShoWTimE didn't see them in time. Didn't cancel the Adepts, and so he's going to get a single drone kill. That seems to be... Oh, he's actually going to get a second one with the positioning in the mineral line. Nicely done. So two workers killed, making the most of what turned into a little bit of a crappy situation, honestly. As we see now, the Ling is going to move back through the center and back across the map to try and again, maybe, just do a little bit more, be a little bit aggressive all over again. Single Adept in position, and the wall is going to block those Lings from going through though, and a pylon behind the Adept is going to be a good point to keep that Adept from, keep those Lings from coming in. But again, no warp gate just yet, and the Cybercore is starting to take quite a lot of damage. That is a little bit of an issue here. This Phoenix coming forward isn't going to help out either. Is this warp gate going to go down? He can target the Cybernex core with the shield battery to defend. Oh my god, no way. It's just going to go down, and warp gate just completes though. Wow, that's intense. Wow, that got a little bit crazy. So warp gate just completed on time. That Oracle coming back home was so important. Wow. Just needed every second he could get on that warp gate upgrade. I mean, rebuilding the Cybercore isn't fun, but it would have been a lot less fun if you were just playing the first minutes of this game without warp gate. Very, very close here. Nerchio just a couple seconds earlier, he would have been golden. Pneumatized Carapace, the choice now from Nerchio moving forwards. You see a Rotron is dropping down from Nerchio as well in the main base. Queen will inject there. So send up into the Roach-Drone, etc. Meanwhile, the shield battery from ShoWTimE sets up on the third base. The third Nexus is about halfway up, as well as this Oracle flies on in towards the main. And again, having a little bit of a scatter around, having a little bit of a look to see what is going on here so far. A couple of Queens are continuing to come on up right now, and that's going to be looking to try and do a little bit of pushing away of that Oracle. A lot of Roaches, by the way. And there's a drop alert as Roach speed finishes. So Nerchio, how aggressive will this become for him? Is he going to drop Queens across the map and attack with Roaches? Is that the plan here? I mean, no lair, no Evo Chamber, lots of Roaches on the way, so you have to imagine it's something aggressive. As the Queens do load up into that drop alert, and well, ShoWTimE will see this pretty quickly. Nerchio not going to waste time dropping the Queens to try and hunt down the Oracle. Wants to get across the map quickly, easily, and get ready to attack. And that's why we're seeing ShoWTimE adding on a lot of shield batteries now. A lot of them at the third base, a couple more in the natural as well. Making sure he has everything he can possibly get to help defend against this Roach, Queen, Ravager all-in that Nerchio is now committing into. Going to reinforce this with Zerglings, because obviously the Zerglings can come across the map very quickly. And well, the initial Adepts and Stalkers here going to try and poke down. Mortal does finish up on the natural. It's a little bit boxed in though. It's got a long way around to actually come into the fight. A couple of force fields available on the natural, but nothing available on the third base. May even be worth just recalling those units to the natural expansion and just giving up this third. But he is going to fight it. He does have the shield batteries. Shield batteries didn't work so far, but they won't put in work for much longer. They are running out of energy. Another shield battery about to finish, but how much can it really protect? It's actually protecting the Oracle right now. He has the Queen Fire, which I guess is nice, but the Oracle's now going to run out of energy. So the third base will be lost here. ShoWTimE wanting a few more Stalkers up top side. He has got one more shield battery to make use of, and we'll see if he wants to. He's controlling some units to the right-hand side as well at the same time, so a little bit of back and forth at the moment. Roaches and Queens going to start working their way through a couple of pylons. The third base is still alive for now. Now double Immortal. Obviously makes this a bit of a different scenario to before. Shield battery unpowered, so can't actually do what it was designed to do here. As we're going to see the Ravager just get picked off. Queens actually in a little bit of trouble as the Overlord is being targeted. The Immortals with their barrier and now a Guardian Shield are very powerful units. Another Immortal pops out. Roaches from the south side are going to come in as well. Further reinforcements here as Nerchio desperately trying to break through ShoWTimE's defenses. ShoWTimE is making a good job of hanging on, but is he able to hang on for long enough? Another Immortal's now gone down. The Phoenix is just lifting a unit up every now and then just to buy even more time. The Lings here are causing these Immortals to get picked off, but he backs away to the shield batteries on the natural. And still behind all of this, ShoWTimE is holding on to the third base. It's not being killed off yet. There's a shield battery available here as well, which is about to be repowered. And so immediately the Stalker will get healed up. And immediately I think this becomes a defense for ShoWTimE. What a hold. And I really mean what a hold. ShoWTimE is so good at defending things. I remember earlier this year I was casting ShoWTimE in a tournament by O Gaming. I think it was kind of an O Gaming Cup. Maybe an O Gaming Intercontinental Clash. He is playing in the final ShoWTimE against Cham, and it was game 3 or something on Abyssal Reef. And this game was so sick, it was really insane. As you're going to see, these Lings going to try and run in to take another fight. Stalkers and Immortals not the best against the Lings, but making the most of it with positioning. Now, Force Field 2 doesn't really do much. Anyways, he will clean this up. A few Stalkers lost, and Immortal lost. Not too much, but just to complete my thought, what I was saying before was that ShoWTimE played this game against Cham on Abyssal Reef, and man, if you wanted to realize just how good this guy can be at splitting up units, splitting up his attention, and just paying attention to the right units at the right time, that is one heck of a game to watch for it, because he really did such a fantastic job of repositioning and just always being right. And it's like 20 minutes onslaught of Hydroling Bane, and ShoWTimE never should have won this game, and yet the control was just absolutely insane. So yeah, anyways, that's one of the reasons I always kind of keep faith in ShoWTimE when he's under pressure like that. It looks dire, it looks as though it's all going to end, but ShoWTimE doesn't give up. He stays focused. He does what he has to do to stay in the game. Not just stay in the game, but even put himself into a great position. Nerchio committed a lot to that attack. A lot of units. Didn't run up heavily behind it, and so ShoWTimE. Now he's in a good position to move forwards from here. You know, he's got a good Immortal count. Gonna throw down the Rubber Bears, blink and +1 finishes. And he's going to probably go in towards, well, I wonder, Disruptors? Probably not. I think the issue with the Disruptors is that the Lings set them off so quickly when they're trying to hit Hydras, etc. So maybe just Colossi here. We'll see. We saw Neeb just before in the Kung Fu Cup trying to build some Colossi. Didn't really actually end up doing too much. As you see, a couple of depths only in this mineral line, but it will be enough to pick off a few drones. At the same time, there's got to be a depth somewhere else as well, right? And over here, it seems 9 workers going down. Good damage dealt. Something just to slow Nerchio down a little bit, make him think about coming back home. Give ShoWTimE time to build up into what is indeed going to be Colossus production now with that robot bay on the map. Also needs to get into extended thermal lance, so that's something you cannot forget about here. If you get extended thermal lance, he will find himself in a little bit of trouble with some of these Colossi trades. Just coming up top, Ling Hydra coming down south. Lurkaden is on the way up as well from Nerchio. That's going to be his transition out of this here, but I'm not sure how well that will do, given the fact that the pros player already heading towards Colossi, etc. Should be feeling pretty confident. 2 queens here. We'll see the Sword Prism coming in, and they're able to push it back immediately. And you see done. ShoWTimE continue to build up the Colossus cannon. That's really nice there. The Hydras from the left side puts the Warp Prism into a very awkward position where it just has to sit in that dead air space. Regenerate some shields. We'll probably find a way out at some point here. That was very nearly a kill by Nerchio. Great positioning. Great little catch. An idea of these Hydras to come up here and to do a little bit more. Lings and Hydras from Nerchio. Coming down towards the south side. Gonna take that watchtower. Ben's coming up as well. Obviously, Nerchio started this off with a big roach attack, and so he doesn't have the setup you would usually expect right now of kind of Bane Nest, Ling Bane Hydra. It's just Ling Hydra with missile upgrades. Lurkaden finishes, but a second Lurkaden starts. Not really sure why. I think Nerchio just didn't realize he started the first one already. Probably just lost track of it somewhere. He does now indeed have one finished and a second on the way. If he realizes that his first one's finished, well, yeah, then maybe he would... usually when you start making these lurkers, perhaps, then you could probably start up the... then maybe realize, I just started a lurker then, what's that about? A few meters on the map as well. These completely caught me off guard, and maybe ShoWTimE too a little bit. We're all going to be seeing ShoWTimE is blinking quite nicely though. I mean, caught off guard, maybe wasn't expecting them, but he's well prepared. The Stalker's blinking around, a couple of cannons helping out, and ShoWTimE still moving around. Archon's gathering up together as well outside the front of this 4th base. ShoWTimE maxing out. Will he look to fight soon, or will he just sit back defensively? Storm is on the way, which says to me, hey, I think I'm going to sit back defensively just for a bit, get Storm finished at least before I take a fight. Because, man, Storm is just so good in these engagements. We now see some Corruptors on the way. So Lurkaden finally finishes up. Well, just Nerchio know he's already got a Lurkaden. So needed. Anyway, there's 6 Corruptors on the way as well, looking to get something up that can fight against these Colossi a little bit more reliably. And that, of course, is also why ShoWTimE is moving in towards the Storm as well. A second wave of splash damage. So even once the Colossi are gone, he has something else that can deal splash damage to. An army that he really does need to be able to deal splash damage to, of course. And pushing forward, it's going to be Nerchio in position on the 3rd base. It's always difficult when the Lurkers take a position already. But those Colossi are actually fighting pretty nicely so far, and we're going to be seeing Lurkers actually dealing a little bit of damage. High Templar around the sides, we see the Stalkers in the mineral line as well. Nerchio is doing a good job because ShoWTimE is very simply just very clumped up and struggling to move through his own kind of choke points. And let's see what he can do now as Storm is done. Moving forwards, a couple of Archons in towards Lurker Fire though. That Lurker Fire is so powerful, and well, I just said it, but I'll say it again. Once you get into a position with Lurkers, it's very bad for the Protoss, and it's pretty much the worst thing that can happen to you. Because all of a sudden you can just see, having to try and fight through choke points has gone very badly wrong here for ShoWTimE. And so Nerchio is looking as though he's going to be able to, well, clean up the 3rd base. Obviously there's a 4th base up, a new base building. But ShoWTimE, he lost a lot trying to defend this position. And that's what also hurts him continuing on in this. Hydras, Lurkers, moving forwards once again. A couple more Lurkers going down this time. This Storm's available. A lot of the remax on Nerchio has been on Zerglings, which are not going to be the most effective of units to fight against Colossi, Storm, and Archons. So that's something which ShoWTimE can keep in mind as a bit of a positive. As we're going to see Corruptors, though, coming in to fight the Colossi. 1 Colossus, 2 Colossus dead. The 3rd will go down now as well. And so now it is going to be about Stalkers, Immortals, well, Stalkers and Immortal and Archon and these High Templar. But the High Templar are dying pretty quickly to the Lurkers. A couple of Storms going down now, morphing into Archons themselves. The Hydra's putting out so much damage though, and the Nexus goes down in the process as well. Just going to be seeing these Corruptors picking off a couple of units. The one thing that I will say, which is kind of nice here for ShoWTimE, is that there's 15 Corruptors in the sky, which are not really going to be very good at all in terms of continuing to fight now, because obviously these Corruptors are going to deal with Colossi, but now there's nothing in the skies. What are these Corruptors actually going to do? And maybe that's what ShoWTimE's recognizing here, that a lot of the supply of Nerchio isn't Corruptors. I mean, that's 30 supply, so actually it's kind of like 60 to 40 army supply right now, rather than 100 to 40, because those Corruptors just won't do much at all, apart from maybe soak up some damage here. Zealots do have charge, obviously at this stage of the game expected to have that, and, well, ShoWTimE just backing away. Doesn't feel as though he can fight against this many Hydras. I like the idea though. He's actually going to turn around and fight it now on the ramp, but there's a bit more of a choked up area, and then he blinks away, loses the Immortal because of it. Hydra's still moving through the south side. Stalker's still repositioning, seeing what they can do. Corruptors coming forwards as well, and again, I mean, the Corruptors won't do a lot as we see in ShoWTimE. Will he recall just a few units away? I mean, that really isn't that many units, and that just shows how little he has at the moment to spend the 2-minute recall cooldown on 5 or 6 Stalkers. Yeah, ShoWTimE is in a lot of trouble here as Nerchio pushes forwards again. We were saying, okay, well, those Corruptors don't really add much. Obviously, they could go somewhere right now and caustic spray down a base or so. They're just trying to, well, actually, they find a new Colossus. I don't understand why ShoWTimE built a new Colossus. You know, when there's so many Corruptors in the sky, you know, building Colossi up once again, one at a time, it's just not going to work out for you. As you're going to see, these Hydras still pushing forwards, and, well, the Corruptors helped out a moment or two there as Shield Battery is doing what it can, but it will not be enough, and Nerchio will take game number 1 of this best of 3. Of course, if you're enjoying the games, enjoying the action on the stream here today, don't forget to hit that follow button. It's the best way to see when we're going live in the future, to keep up with all of our StarCraft 2 action. So let's do this. To the top left-hand side, our Blue Protoss player from Armor Team. Give it up for ShoWTimE. And to the bottom right-hand side, the Red Zerg player from Euronics Gaming. It is Nerchio. What's up, Von Schleyer, coming in with the cheer 500. Get some Wardy hearts in the chat for Von Schleyer, please. Thank you so much for the cheer 500. Really appreciate it. See some Wardy hearts in the chat for Von Schleyer. Good morning, Wardy and chat. Good morning to you, mate. How you doing? Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. So many people tuning in right now for GO4SC2. A pleasure to have you all as we kick off into this game number 2 right here. Obviously, a great series that we've managed to jump into. Being able to grab Nerchio ShoWTimE is a big positive, as we do see Nerchio coming across the map with his first Overlord. Early stages of game number 2. We'll just take a minute or two to set up, to get rolling, and to see what will happen. Probe comes down to low ground to expand, of course. I mean, in terms of what ShoWTimE is getting into is nothing crazy, and that's why I say it's going to take a minute or two to really see what's going to happen here, to really get in towards the builds, the tech choices, and all the rest of it. Overlord coming up towards the top side, and you're going to see the Cybercore dropping as well. We've talked about this Overlord already, but you've got to say something to keep talking, you know. Now this is interesting. The probe off to the right, and I wonder if this is a proxy Stargate in planning here for ShoWTimE. Proxy Stargate with Oracles on the way out can be very powerful because Zerg builds are very refined, especially, maybe not the Zerg builds per se, but the Zerg Spore Crawler timings are very refined to the point where if Nerchio doesn't see something, he will build Spore Crawlers at a certain time, saying, well, this is the time I need to defend from DTs or an Oracle hitting me. A Proxy Stargate will just push that Oracle across the map 10-15 seconds faster, because obviously it's just that little bit closer. Now as it gets a little bit closer, it can just hit before the spores finish, and you can find yourself a good amount of workers with the initial Oracle, which obviously goes a very long way for you. It's a big positive. So as Nerchio sets up towards the third hatchery, very unaware of what's going on right now, it's ShoWTimE to be a little bit aggressive, see if he can get some damage done. And especially with the Chrono Boost on this Oracle, it can hit very quickly indeed. And that's something which, you know, Zerg players might not be 100% used to right now. They might not be fully up to date with that sort of timing, etc. As there we go. Oracle is on its way out, is being Chrono Boosted here. As you see this Adept just shading around, picking up information at the same time. No spores on the way just yet, and that's exactly how we can show you guys exactly what I mean when I'm saying this Oracle's going to hit pretty darn fast. No spores just yet, one queen in each mineral line. Nerchio's not ready for this at all. We're going to be checking in towards the main base in a moment or so as well. There's Oracle coming down the right. We'll be going in towards the main and getting ready to nibble its way through a few of these workers. And here we go. I mean, that's the thing. One queen doesn't do enough damage to an Oracle fast enough to realistically stop it from, you know, coming in and dealing a lot of damage to the mineral line. Although, very nearly does go down there in the end. But that's 6 workers killed. Oracle will go to regain shields. Meanwhile, second Oracle pops out just before those Zerglings get the kill on the pylon. So let's see what the second Oracle can do here. Spores are now finished for Nerchio in the natural and the main. It's a much different scenario to what we saw before. So the Oracle comes in, gets one worker, and then backs away. And that's exactly what we that's what usually happens with Oracles. You know, usually you come in, you get a worker or two, and you get pushed back. But 7 workers, obviously much better. And, well, he does lose the Stargate, though, and that is a shame, because the Stargate is something which you can use later in the game. Having a Stargate alive is a good way to just be able to instantly deal with, you know, say, for example, if a Spire comes up and Mutalisks come into play. All of a sudden, if you have a Stargate already, you can throw those Phoenix into production, and it's much faster response than having to build the Stargate. So that's something where, you know, you really look at it and it's like, well, that's one of the big negatives of losing. Now, obviously, late game, generally you transition into Sky Toss as well if you get late game. And that's something as well, which obviously ShoWTimE will... I mean, you know, rebuilding the Stargate that late in the game is not the biggest of issues. It's still something that you do have to rebuild, so it does come at a slight cost here. As we see, Resonating Glaive is going to be the choice to play from his Twilight Council. I guess also losing the Stargate before you could build a Phoenix is worth noting. Usually at this point in the game we'd see a Phoenix on the map to shut down an Overlord or two that are out and able to scout. So that's something which ShoWTimE is missing from the proxy as well, because it did get found and it did get picked off. So, yeah, and a couple reasons why not to proxy the Stargate is you do see these Oracles coming down the right hand side, and well, ShoWTimE just setting up in towards the third base as well. 5 Adepts currently sat to defend this here. And the shield battery on the way up as well, of course. A couple of drones going down already, just to the next Oracle attack. A lot of Zerglings coming across the map, but it feels pretty safe. Plenty of Adepts in each location. Maybe not enough over here, as actually a few of them just out the front. Could do with a couple more. That shield battery is not ready just yet. The other Adepts are going to come on in now as well, and yeah, the shield battery is there now to heal up on this natural. Just going to be seeing these Lings continue moving around here. Is just going to be seeing the Adepts will actually shade across the map. Obviously, ShoWTimE is quite confident in, I guess, the Oracles to defend this, and of course, rightfully so. The Oracles will push those Zerglings back very easily. So ShoWTimE's idea right now is to get in towards the mineral lines and start dealing damage. She's splitting in case of Banelings, but it's actually just Zerglings here, so actually staying stacked would have been good, but actually the Lings are not getting a good surround anyway. Now Lings from the top side though, they'll start to get a bit more of a surround. It looks as though ShoWTimE, well, it's good damage still. You know, just even trading out of these Zerglings, it forces more Zerglings to come up. It's a couple of drone kills. You know, it all adds up here in favor of ShoWTimE. And again, going very well so far. The more units he forces out of Nerchio, the less he can drone, the less economy he has moving forwards, and the slower kind of, well, late game he gets to. I say late game. The lair isn't even ready yet, and without a lair, I mean, Nerchio is really kind of, well, missing out really right now. Blink is on the way up here from ShoWTimE right here. We're just going to be seeing a couple of Oracles still just holding the center. Those Oracles have found a lot of value this game. 10 and 4 kills on them. Obviously, a lot of those were drones. Others were Zerglings that got picked off during these fights. And, well, now Sentries and Zealots starting to guard these bases. With the shield batteries there really is no way to really break on through. ShoWTimE is one of the Protoss hopes in this bracket right now. Especially on the south side, I think it's pretty much only Zerg otherwise. On the top side of the bracket, DNS, a Protoss hope as well. If he gets through the quarterfinals, he will play Vanya in the semis. He took down Penguin in the quarters, best of 3. CVZ on European server from Korea, though, is not pretty, so you can imagine how Vanya maybe had a little bit of an edge there over Penguin. Single Zergling is wandering and, well, just trying to pick up info as we do see ShoWTimE moving towards the 4th base in a forward location, so he's going to throw this down. And you'll see the Warp Prism on the way out as well. Time for ShoWTimE to hit the map, get some pressure going, start cleaning up here and there, and start putting some units into that Warp Prism and to warp in towards the main base, the natural expansion, etc. Just get around the map, get those units into the bases, and get them dealing some damage here. Some more workers going to jump into this extractor now, and now we're going to see the warp prism of ShoWTimE. It's going to come on over to the left-hand side. Let's see what's that. A few Banes loading up. So some Banes drops from Nerchio as a way to maybe try and deal with this army. And besides Carapace on the way, maybe it's just going to be a... it's another drop. Sorry, that's an overseer actually. So, yeah, maybe it's just going to kind of harass drop. The thing is, if you're going to harass drop, you would have probably morphed in this overlord and... you know, use that to drop rather than send an overload from this side of the map. So it really looks as though it's Nerchio looking to just drop Banes on top of the army here, perhaps. Colossus production once again from ShoWTimE, so he's enjoying this Colossus playstyle. And you see this shield battery finishing up in the front here. A few probes going to come down to the low ground as well. Oracles are still flying around the place. His Templar Archives on this way up from ShoWTimE as well. Revelation drops and a few Hydras are going to be revealed. Now some Zerglings of Nerchio are going to go up the left hand side. So they're going to go up the left and run around, see what they can do. Another Colossus will join up here as well. Depth shading in towards this mineral line, unprotected at the moment, and well, it's a fast response from Nerchio, pulls the drones away. 3 workers lost, a few Zerglings will go down as well in the process here, as the depths will shade off and try and grab just a couple more workers. And force a lot of lost mining time there as well, and 5 workers going down, 6, 7. And this is really nice, 8 workers killed in total, so this run by became a lot more than just what happened on the 4th base. The 3rd base getting implicated there as well. Stropper will now start moving forwards with those Banes inside. Took a little while for him to move forwards, but obviously maybe was waiting to use it defensively rather than aggressively. Now it just feels as though harassment might be the better option, or maybe he is just going to get aggressive altogether. Lings and Hydras split up the right-hand side and also up the left. ShoWTimE is positioned in the center, which is the only place Nerchio is not attacking at the moment. A lot of these units over to the left-hand side, and again, a decent amount towards the upper right as well. Moving forwards here, a handful of Zealots will take the lead. Things and Hydras of Nerchio now in a very precarious position, and this is what happened last time. Nerchio was able to push himself into a very abusable position, and it went very well from him from there. However, last time he did also have Lurkers, and they are much better at being in very annoying positions and very abusable positions. Right now, Colossi and Storms are going to monster mode their way through these Hydras, and well, those force fields doing a lot as well. Over to this side, these Hydras get cleaned up. I think ShoWTimE just lost a bunch of sentries though. He had a bunch of sentries over here before, as now Banelians dropping in to this 3rd base mineral line as well. 9 workers lost on each side of the map as it's Zealots running by in towards the bottom left-hand side base. ShoWTimE also being aggressive, being harassing himself, making sure he keeps up with all of that throughout this game. Colossi again going to be picking away at a couple more creep tumors. More creep tumors going down. We are going to be seeing more Lings, Banes, Hydras coming up. Corruptors as well. The answer to Colossi starting to come into play as ShoWTimE is now pushing this 5th base. The central area is very quick to push down from, you know, 4th base to 5th, and that's why you take the 4th here as a Proto. It's very easy to push down towards your opponent's side of the map from there. A couple of Hydras popping out and not going to chase down. And this Archon, going to see a Stasis Ward. Doesn't quite go down. That's nice from ShoWTimE to actually get the kill on the Hydras before they sell the Stasis. Means the Stasis is still in place to catch something else at a later point. A few workers going down as Hydras make their way behind the mineral line thanks to an Overlord. A couple of cannons not really set up here to deny units behind the mineral line. They're very much set up to deny units coming into the mineral line originally. So it's nicely done as a revelation on the Corruptors. Will be the last act of that forward Oracle. The other Oracle still alive. More revelations available at least. A few more High Templar warping in, and we are going to see them moving in towards Archons. Another couple of High Templar moving into Archon here as well. ShoWTimE getting ready to be aggressive, pushing down this left side. Stalker Blings. Only one Stalker in this army. It's not a great thing to have. I mean, at this stage of the game, in terms of gateway units, you know, Zealots are kind of what you want. It's probably why we saw a lot of the Adepts being cleaned up earlier, being traded out for little run-bys, etc. And that's why it was so nice to trade them on 4 workers, because again, at this stage of the game, they're not that effective. That's pushing forwards, we're going to be seeing. couple of storms coming on down. Just getting pushed away. Lurkers to the top right-hand side, gonna come on in and try and drop behind mineral line. Still Nerchio trying to be annoying with that harassment. ShoWTimE pushes in towards this army though. Archon's leading the charge. Let's see what these Bane drops can do. I'm not sure if it's really going to be enough, although he does hit every single High Templar with it. I mean, that's huge for Nerchio. I mean, imagine ShoWTimE had storms on top of what is left in this army. The reality is, though, it's still not enough, even with these Lurkers behind this mineral line, dealing some good damage. The cannons are in range to bring detection, and, well, actually, not any longer, so an observer is needed, but it won't do enough to make up for losing the third base. About to lose the fourth. All these drones that are going to be going down. GG from Nerchio. We're going to a third game between Nerchio and ShoWTimE here in ShoWTimE. We're not messing around. We're straight on into this for you guys. Thank you for sitting through the couple of minutes of commercials. It does go a long way to helping the stream out and allowing us to stay full-time casting StarCraft 2. Bringing you guys all the action whenever necessary. To the bottom right-hand side, our Blue Protoss player from Armor Team tying this series up 1-1. It's ShoWTimE. Not able to get in towards his Lurker player here last game. Not able to get into the positions he found in game number 1. It is our Red Zerg player. Let's hear it from Nerchio from Euronics Gaming. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. I try and stream every single day here live on the channel some StarCraft 2. Apart from when I'm away at events, etc. And I am going to be away this Wednesday through Sunday, casting WESG European Finals in Barcelona. If you're enjoying the stream, you can also support the channel. Again, we just said the ads help a lot to help us be full-time in StarCraft 2, but your guys' support is necessary as well for us to stay alive, and it's because of you guys that we are able to stay full-time. So if you want to support, you can subscribe. Either with Twitch Prime, you can gift a sub, you can sub like normal, you can donate, you can cheer, all the usual stuff. If you're enjoying the content and want to keep on seeing more of it in the future. Adept comes across the map here early again. The scout on Adept to see what's happening. No proxied Stargate this time around from ShoWTimE. It's one of those tricks that doesn't really work twice back to back because Nerchio is just a little bit more aware of it at the moment. And so we do see this single circling just scouting around, just looking for potential proxied Stargate locations. But obviously isn't finding anything just yet. Queen jumps onto this Adept here and is going to be finding a little bit more damage onto it, just helping to push it back. First Oracle on the way out. And so ShoWTimE can send this across the map. And from here, well, probably expecting to see the Twilight Council coming up again. You'll see this time he does start up a Phoenix rather than a second Oracle because it's not proxied. So you'll probably go Oracle, Phoenix, Oracle, whereas last game, the second Oracle coming out ASAP before the proxy got found and killed off was important, so you prioritized the Oracle. Also, the Phoenix would not have been in a position to kill Overlords as easily because of Queen defense, etc. Compared to being back at home, this Phoenix can now pick away at this Overlord kind of nicely. So Oracle is going to be scouting around. We're going to see the Robo facility is on the way up. There's a couple of workers get taken down as well. And you can see again the difference, the comparison between this game and the last. That Oracle here able to pick off a couple of workers, and that's about it. Whereas last time we got 6-7 workers the first Oracle. And that's the difference of being able to, that's being able to, the difference of being able to pick off your. That's the difference of proxying the Stargate. Sorry, I got there in the end. Phoenix here poking away at this Overlord. It's going to be going down in a moment or so. Overlord will fall. We are just going to be seeing again a couple of Lingers coming across down towards the bottom right side. Also looking to scout, figure out what ShoWTimE's plan is. ShoWTimE went for the Warp Prism this time, the Robo facility. He's going to throw down the Temple Archives now as well. Couple of these Adepts up the right side, still looking to see what happens as Nerchio setting up his structures to continue on. The Evolution Chamber is finished up for the upgrades, and the Roachron coming down as his tech choice for the mid game here. The Roach is going to be the way he tries to play this out as ShoWTimE will begin to expand on the third base. So ShoWTimE expanding on the third base. Fourth base coming down to the bottom left hand side as well. Nerchio continuing to set on up here as ShoWTimE will begin to harass. Now, the Temple Archives came up, allowing these Templar to come in. It wasn't a fast Temple Archives, so it won't be Storm Drops or anything. It will just be High Templar being used for Archons here. So Archon drop harassment for the next couple of moments. As those Archons finish up, they jump into the Prism. Love that Raw Prism pickup animation, by the way. That's brand new, fresh in the patch. Looks awesome, looks cool, I like it. I haven't really paid much attention to it before now, but now I've seen it, now I've paid attention to it. Once I feel as I'm always going to pay attention to it, as you can see those units just jumping back in, warping into the War Prism so quickly. +1 missile attack upgrade coming in from Nerchio, as we're going to be seeing the Lair. Going to finish up in a moment or two. It's going to be finishing momentarily, as we do see. It's going to see a single Zerglin getting picked off on the tower again. Map control is something both players will fight for throughout the game. I'm just going to be seeing the single Zerglin. The right hand side is also running around to try and do a bit more as well. A few gates from ShoWTimE. At this point, ShoWTimE is just building up fairly standard into Immortals, etc. Obviously, he's got these Archons in the Prism. Revelates the main. Immortals are a good choice, of course, seeing the Roach-based army. The Roaches are armored, which means that they generally take less damage. But certain units have bonus damage to armored units, and the Immortal is one of them. And so the Immortals are a very good counter to the Roach, and that's why Roaches don't really work on mass here for Zerg players, because Immortals are just so good against them. Hydra's Den will be finishing up though, and so he's going to go into Roach Hydra, a bit more of a complex composition, but one that will be much better than just pure Roach here. As we see, the Spire is about halfway done as well. Another structure which will obviously go a long way to helping out the Zerg in the game. And just to see what the choice is on the Spire this time around. Now, we've seen Spire throughout this series so far. It has been used to make Corruptors, but they've been pretty much always in response to Colossi production. This game there isn't Colossus production, so we'll see in a moment or two. Well, we'll see exactly what the plan is. Was Nerchio building this Spire just to maybe get ready in case there was some Colossus coming up on the map? Or was this Spire going to be for some Mutalists to harass around and deal some damage here? This game, no Twilight upgrades just yet, not even Charge actually. That's something which is actually missing from ShoWTimE, and it is something he needs to get on top of. There's going to be Mutas on the way up, but my main point was there was no Blink upgrade. And without the Blink upgrade, it's a little bit more difficult to deal with these Mutalisks. Although he did see the Spire building with the Revelation and the Oracle, so he is actually starting Phoenix production. So actually, ShoWTimE should be pretty okay here. You get up to 3, 4, 5 Phoenix. Those sort of numbers are fine to deal with 10 meters or so. And we do see it's only 10 meters for now. 10 meters have been made. And now it's going to be a switch in towards the Hydra's production. So you can also get those Lurkers setting up as well. His next choice of tech here, Nerchio, already coming down. So his next choice of tech already on the way down. War Prism to the south side is warping in some Zealots as well. They're going to be getting set up and ready to roll in the next few moments as you do see the Mutalists coming over to the right hand side, and they're going to fly right in and I'll immediately find these Phoenix. Now the Phoenix are something you want to keep alive here. The shield battery will help a lot with that. It's so funny, I keep realizing new opportunities and ways in which the shield battery can be awesome. Like this, you come back, you heal the Phoenix up, boom, they're going to come forwards again, and they're going to come and, well, fight against some more of these Mutas. It's also healing up some of these pros which would have maybe gone down to the glaives, the splash damage of the Mutalist there. Really nice. Dealing with these Mutas with really just minimal units right now, and again, the shield battery is keeping the Phoenix healthy. 4 Mutas left, and honestly, I think at this point, ShoWTimE could probably cancel his final Phoenix that's in production. Not really much more need for it. Maybe he gets it up anyways, looks to use 3 or 4 of them in the fights, lift up a few Lurkers that are in forward positions, take them out of the engagement, at the very start of the engagement at least. 5 Lurkers are on the way up. More Mortals on the way out to deal with this. And so many Zealots setting up to the south side. As soon as ShoWTimE sees this attack of Nerchio coming forwards, those Zealots are going to move forwards to strike into this 4th base. Honestly, if Nerchio's all the way on the right hand side of the map, I think you can see how this is very easily going to go ShoWTimE's way on this left hand side. Still no charge though. That's a massive mistake here. We're actually going to be seeing ShoWTimE maybe falling into an issue that he fell into in the last game as well, game number 1 as well, which is that all of a sudden Nerchio finds a position on the 3rd base and ShoWTimE isn't necessarily able to fight this, and again, he doesn't have charge yet, and forgetting charge makes these Zealots way less useful than they really should be. Nerchio saw this attack coming in already, pulled drones away from this base. Zealots are going to keep going up towards the 3rd base then instead. ShoWTimE trying to push his way through this choke point and in towards this army. He will end up losing his third, and I think at that point it just means it's not worth it for him to really commit in, as again, Zealots without charge, man. They're doing okay for now, but obviously as Hydras come out, etc., they're not going to be able to close the distance. They're just going to be so much less effective than they really should be. A Stasis Ward from the south side did a really great job of helping out, and the cannon just kills the Lurker in time there. The Observer was on its way over anyways. Nerchio pulling back with a fair amount of the army. Does lose the third hatchery. Fourth hatchery again very low as well, but will go down. ShoWTimE still no charge. You know, sometimes, you know, people argued that not getting charged in PvT was a thing you could do for a while, so that, you know, Zealots didn't go charging off into Widow Mines or something. I don't think there's ever been an argument for not getting charged in the PvZ if you're looking to play a charge lot based playstyle, and I mean that's obviously what we're seeing right now as ShoWTimE is pushing forwards. Zealots and Mortals and Archon in the back, a couple of High Templar as well. I was going to see, that's a lot of units there. ShoWTimE has not got the storms right now, it seems. He needs a bit more energy on the High Templar before he's able to cast that ability. No, he's got them. I'm not sure why he's not using them. There you go, finally drops one storm down. Loses a High Templar though because it just goes a bit too far forwards. Second High Templar going down as well. Next storm completely misses. Misses like that are not going to help ShoWTimE to defend against this. Another storm. He's got so much money in the bank, ShoWTimE. We're losing a bunch of his gateways on the third base. Means that he's maybe just not able to spend all the money he has on income. Now he's actually getting pushed away from his fourth. He's already lost the third, moments to go, of course. Now losing the fourth base too will be disastrous for him. All of these workers starting to go down. ShoWTimE being pushed away towards his natural expansion. 18 workers going down here. These Immortals are dropping as well. GG from ShoWTimE. He fell apart a little bit here in Game 3, honestly. Nerchio